What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing well. I've had some more free time in the past couple weeks here, and so I just thought I'd come and make a quick video for you about my pedal board and the changes that have been made to it. So the biggest things that you'll see that have changed, if you've watched the other video, is really my drive section has updated 100%. It's completely different. I added a tuner. And then I've added the Walrus Audio Monument V2, and I don't remember if the Julia was on there or not, but I've made some big changes in that way. Things that have stayed the same is the compressor, and then the trifecta of the Boss units. I really have been enjoying those. And you know, some people look at the board and they say, "Hey, why do you need the tremolo and the Julia if you're gonna also have the Boss trifecta?" Well, sometimes it's nice to just have pedals that's what they do. That's their main focus is to do a chorus or to do tremolo, and we'll kind of talk about that as well. The other thing that I've added is the canvas tuner. That's fun. When you turn it off, it's got a picture of my son, because that's just kind of fun. And he comes downstairs and always is asking to see himself on the pedal. So it's just fun. Things that haven't changed as well as I'm still running an HX Stomp. This is on a pedal train, I believe it's a Novo 24 is what it's on. And then I've got a patch bay on the outside. I've got it using a CS12. The Boss trifecta is on a riser, just that you buy from Pedal Train. And then from the power supply, it's converting to PowerCon, just so it locks in place. Don't have to worry about that. And then I've got the outs going to the HX Stomp, and then one of them is an in for my guitar. I've really enjoyed this setup as a whole. The last time I did a video was 2022, and so like I said, some things have changed and other things haven't. But one of the things is, you know, we're still using the pedal board for just the fun of getting to play with pedals and the tweaking ability. I use a Helix pretty consistently on Sundays when I lead worship. But when I get the opportunity to use pedals, I'm all about that. So let's dive into this. Let's look at this together. So first thing in the chain is coming out of the guitar. This is still a Mexican-made Fender Telecaster. I've had it for going on almost 11 years now. Great guitar. I've upgraded the tuners, the locking tuners on the back. Other than that, the guitar stock plays great. It's still a lot of fun to play and use. So we've got the Worship Tutorials Z80 amp set up on the HX Stomp. This is what they consider the A patch. So it is using the 2 amp cabs, and then goes into what I believe they consider the stock IR that they send. It's not like it is an IR, but it's the closest capture to the amp cab is kind of how I look at it. So this is just the amp. There's a little bit of reverb on that's just from their preset. So turn that off. Back on. Yeah, so you can hear that together. I love this amp. As soon as I saw they were releasing it, I was really intrigued, and then I heard it yesterday, and I went ahead and purchased it. It's on my Helix and now on my HX Stomp. Really love it. So here's the compressor, the SP compressor. Back on. So you can hear it's really just set to that just barely squishing the tone, just kind of tried to help even things out. Underneath the board actually is the TC Electronics Bonafide buffer, and that's where we go next. It's just a always on thing, just helps kind of push that signal back. And then we go from there and we hit the Octave, which is actually the 7-up from TC Electronics. It tracks really well. That's the thing I love about it the most. And it's just a really simple thing. I have really enjoyed this as a whole. I think that it's one of the better options. You get an up and lower octave. You know, you can buy something for inexpensive on Amazon, but really for as well as this pedal tracks, it's hard to beat. So from there, it would technically go into the Nada Dumble, which this is a new pedal that JHS just released, and I really enjoy it as well. I actually have a video on my channel from that, and this is a good moment to say, if you haven't, you know, liked the video or subscribed, you are, you know, I'd appreciate it if you did that. I don't post a ton. I have here recently, because like I said at the beginning, I've had some more time, but you know, you can just see kind of what's coming out from me, you know, by going ahead and subscribing to the channel. So it goes into the Nada Dumble, but really a big part of my tone is leaving the Nada Klon always on. And so this is kind of the basic worship tone that you would get. Yeah, so you can see I have it set with that treble decently high, volume right at about 1 o'clock, and the gain's pretty much off. I'm really using it just to kind of just push the amp a little bit more. So then it does go to the Nada Dumble, and this is a fun pedal. There's been lots of fun things on the internet about it. And you know that Josh accidentally released the wrong circuit. It's been a whole thing. It doesn't change how good the pedal is. The pedal's awesome. It sounds great. I'm in this spot here for a while. I had the JHS preamp overdrive and was using that, and I really liked it. But when this came out, I thought it was fun. And the big thing about this is you get the 2 channels, and so you can flip the switch, and when you flip the switch, you can get a little heavier sound. And so it's like having 2 drives in one. Which, you know, we love some versatility in a pedal, and for $120, you just really can't go wrong. So this is the Nada Dumble. Yeah, so that's that clean channel, and that's pretty much how I would run it. I have used the second channel. If you flip it up, flip that switch up, it's a really good rhythm tone, so you can kind of come into that. It really adds a good full tone. So you come in, you even play some more like bar chords. It can get, I think the easiest way to explain it is I think it gets woofier. I think you can kind of hear some of the air moving, but also it just really thickens up. Yeah, so you can hear that. So it kind of is a, I normally run in that clean channel, but then, you know, really push when I want to. Next is the ODR 1, and this is a pedal that I haven't actually figured out if I like it or not. It as a worship guitar, right? We think about clean and pushing in front. You know, not a lot of saturation, and so when I listen to tone, that's what I think about. This pedal doesn't do that, and I'm trying to be okay with that. And so I think I found some settings that I've enjoyed. That just kind of, if you know, I'm not going to ever stack all 4 of these pedals together going into the boost. I just don't do that. I don't ever think I need that. The most you'll get is 3. I would do, you know, the Notadumble and the Notaclon, or the ODR1 and the Notaclon, and then put the boost on top of that. Is kind of the thing. But I think the bass cut switch, has been a minute since I've had the back off. I think the bass cut switch is on the ODR1. I think, but this is that. So. Yeah, but you can hear that it's got a great added just thickness to it. You come in and you play some lead type things with it. Yeah, so you can hear that it's got some really good added tone to it. As a whole, it really, when you interact the two, the Notaclon and the ODR1 together, you get some really cool tones, I think, that really can push through a mix. I'm not sure that the ODR1 is going to stay long term, but it's been on there for about a year now, and it's been good. So from there, we just hit the Spark Mini Boost, and you know, it's one of those pedals that it literally is just pushing the signal harder. Yeah, so right there you can see that it just kind of pushes everything a little harder. This is remembering there's no reverb or delay on yet. We haven't gotten that far. So to there, from the Spark, it goes back into the Dunlop mini volume pedal. I got a wood topper several years ago off of Etsy, and it's just kind of fun. I do think that if I had to do it again, I would have probably just kept the rubber one. But this was fun at the time, and it was custom, so it was a lot of fun. But that's kind of the deal. So then you hit the canvas tuner, and so I've got this going from the volume pedal out, and so you can just tune everything up. It's a really fast responding tuner as a whole. Really have enjoyed that. You know, if you're not familiar with it, this volume, or this tuner pedal, sorry, is really customizable, from, like I said, a picture to putting set lists on it. You can spin the orientation. It's a great pedal. I think I got mine for like $70 on their website, and it works awesome. I really have enjoyed it as a whole. So I'd encourage you to check it out if you're looking for a new tuner that does something different. So from there, it hits the Julia, and the thing that I've really enjoyed about this is that it's kind of it does 3 things, right? It's got the chorus, and it's got the vibrato in it, and it's kind of just got that little bit of detune thing in it. So the way that I use this is really, you know, in the current worship songs, right? Praise is the biggest thing. I think it does a really good job of giving you that little bit of tone for that. So gives you that little wobble that they have in that tone. You can also come in and just hit the Yeah, so I use it really primarily for like praise, that kind of song, but also you can hear that it's really a heavy effect that I'm using. Yeah, so you can definitely tell it's on. It's the B there. It's not this subtle thing. You talk to some guys that do like 2 guitar stuff. They might always leave a subtle chorus on just to give a little bit of a difference to it. This is, when I play with the chorus on it, so people know the chorus is on, kind of thing. The next pedal is the Walrus Monument version 2, and this pedal is new. I just added it about a week and a half ago. And the one thing that it does, and the reason that I wanted it, is it does the whole ramping tremolo thing. So you get a tap tempo. But if you hold down the bypass switch, it will go ahead and do the ramping thing. So as we know that that's a big Hillsong thing, but you can do that with like the Chase Bliss Gravitas, that kind of thing. But that's really expensive. This pedal was like less than $200 new, and so it's great. So really, I'm just using it for that feature. Add a little bit of regular tremolo to the tone. Right, and we dial that into taste. We dial that in as we need. So from there, it goes up to the MD 500. And this is kind of, with adding the Julia and adding the Monument, it's kind of changed how I use it. So really, I just right now have it set up to like do the whole rotary thing. And my tap tempo is set really fast, so you're not hearing it as much. They're all linked coming out of the Morningstar. And you can hear there is some tone loss with that. I haven't dug majorly into that to see why all that's happening necessarily. But I don't use it that much for it to be that big of a difference. And then you just have a vibrato set up on this. And if you bank down, there's a heavy trim. Yeah, so it can cover a lot of ground if I need it to. Then we go into the we go stereo from the MD 500 into the to the DD 500, and just have that set up with just simple. Yeah, so you can hear some of those trails coming off of it. It's just set up. I really just run a dotted eighth and a quarter note most of the time. I have the MC6 set up to what I call like a basic worship preset. So I just have quarter note, eighth note, small hall, and then a large hall set up on tap. And then this takes me to the swell. I have a swell patch always on. You know, because you got to be always ready to swell, and so it's just a quick, easy changeover on that perspective. So then it goes from the DD500 into the RV500. I actually am using some, I believe this is a Guitar for His Glory presets on the RV500, I think is who made these. And so it really has just the, you know, a big hall set up. And then I've got it technically goes small and then medium in the middle. And then gets a little bit bigger over here. Yeah, so those are some of them. But one of my most favorite presets is actually, it's called There Is a Storm, and it came from Worship Tutorials. And it's just got some really fun kind of crashing sound to it. So So you can just hear that fun motion happening in the waveform. I really love it for like the song "Firm Foundation" because the bridge is the winds came, rain came, wind blew, and it's kind of got that fun feature to it. So it's fun to use it for that little things. So yeah, so been a great pedal. I've been running the Boss Trifecta for like the last 3 years. And if not even longer than that. And they're just great pedals. They're built well. They've got great sounds in them. Their user interface, I think, could be a little nicer. The editor could be a little easier to use, I think, at times. But as a whole, they're great pedals. And you know, I think, like a lot of us, we can deal with some bad editors when it sounds good. I think what becomes hard is when it's hard to do stuff on the pedals and the editor's bad. That makes it more difficult. But then, yeah, the last one really to talk about is the MC6. And I've been running this for the last couple years, and at times I do use presets. Like I have one set up for "I Believe" by Phil Wickham. You know, and so when you step on the first intro, it sets the time for you, sets all the tap tempos. You go to the next one, this would be like "Take You at Your Word." And you can see all those times are kind of changing. But yeah, it's really just controlling the Boss Trifecta. I've looked at doing some, different MIDI controller options for a loop. You know, Morningstar makes something. I really think the Jet Pedals Unity 6 looks really cool, where it does the looper and the MIDI controller. I like that. And so I think that would be kind of a fun one to try, but just haven't pulled the trigger on that. And so yeah, so it's been a really great ad though to have the Morningstar. I think especially if you're using something like these big box pedals where, you know, to bank up and down, depending on how you set the pedal up. For the most part, you have to hit 2 buttons at the same time, and you know you're already focusing on a lot of other stuff, and it can be just a little more cumbersome than what it's worth sometimes. And so, to be able to bank one time, and then I've got, you know, intro and verse and chorus and chorus 2 set up depending on what the song is. It takes a little bit of work on the back half, but it's still a great setup. So I'd encourage you to look into something like that if you've been on the fence. I do like the Morningstar MC6. Right as I bought my Morningstar MC6, they released the Pro, which was a little sad. but this version has worked really well for me, with no real complaints. So once again, thank you guys for hanging out and looking at my pedal board with me and just kind of seeing the updated changes. Some changes I'd like to make that I just haven't yet. Really, the last one is I'd really like to change out the compressor. The SP compressor is great. I love it. And it's a little simple at times, which is awesome. Sometimes I just wish it was you had some more controls to maybe change some attack and some presence more than just volume and blend. And it can be at times a little noisy. If you go, I have mine set to low compression. If you go up before that, a little higher than that, like to the middle or the high compression, it gets a little noisy. And so that's hard to use it from that perspective because, sometimes we want the board to be as quiet as it can. But yeah, this has just been a look at my board. Thank you guys for being here. I hope that maybe this has given you some ideas and it's fun to sit down and just talk about the gear we're using. Until the next one, we'll talk soon.